leads off. Cassidy Pickering will bat second and play right field. Alyssa Brito will hit third and play third base. Brito, a team leading 6 home runs. Ella Parker is in the cleanup spot. She'll be the DP today. The freshman is hitting .405. Alina Torres moved up to the 5 hole, getting that average closer to 300. Batting 6th is Tiare Jennings, the Sooners shortstop. Her season average up to .404. 5 home runs. And, yes, a team leading 17 runs batted in. Kinsey Hansen, the hero in the opening game yesterday. Hansen will bat 7th and catch. The home run that she hit against Miami of Ohio was her 4th of the season. Riley Ludlam will bat 8th and play first base, while Jada Coleman will bat 9th and be in center field. Kirsten Deal gets the start for the Sooners against Anali Lecker. Nicole Mendez, that's the starting lineup, presented by Norman Regional Health, building our community stronger throughout South Central Oklahoma. You have put Riley Ludlam in your Love's Travel Stop spotlight.
I have. I love what she has been doing. The way that she is able to come in off the bench, pitch, hit, and be successful so many different times, that tells you that there's consistency there. And that tells you that she's paying attention in the game. She's engaged. She's locked in. She's getting feedback. She has great game plans, and she's able to stick to those game plans, which might be even harder than getting the game plan itself. So I'm really excited to see her in that starting spot. I'm really excited to see what she does over at first base.
Love's Travel Stops brings you our player to watch today, Riley Ludlam in Nicole's spotlight. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. You've been listening to the Sooner Softball pregame show, presented by Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. First pitch is coming up next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield. We had a very special guest slide into the booth moments ago as Kirsten Deal goes through her final pregame warm-ups. Sooners have taken the field in their white tops with their crimson pants. The crimson Oklahoma across their chest in the Jordan font. Marita Hines came into the booth, and she said, I need to see your perspective to see if it's okay how much you're complaining about the balls and the strikes. And she walked in and she looked, she's like, okay, you're good. There is never a doubt that when we're playing Sooner softball, that Marita Hines is tuned in and listening to the Sooner Radio Network. She wanted to make sure to find out how to get her shout-out, too, which has been the best part of the weekend. Some of you all might fall down the depth chart with Coach Hines wanting to make sure that she gets on that list. She's on cloud 9 this week, too. You can see it. She's so excited for what's going on here. We're ready to play softball with Nicole Mendez. I'm Chris Plank. Auburn Fiffins, our producer, back in the franchise studios. Here we go. Maya Davis digs in, a lefty-lefty matchup. Brito comes rolling in from the third base bag. She's in tight. First pitch is slap foul. Now, we had a myriad of great plays in the stands yesterday.
I was about to say, not one dropped foul ball yesterday. How impressive was that?
Fans were on their game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, we've seen a couple with this awning overhead. The foul ball, it'll hit it, and then it'll just go straight down. So you kind of have to be on it if you're a fan.
The 0-1, a little bit low. Kirsten Deal has been fantastic her last 2 outings. And this is a good matchup to test her against a free-swinging Louisiana Lafayette team. That's popped off the net for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. We'll set the Sooner defense and talk a little bit about Lafayette after this 1-2 pitch from Deal. Kirsten set, brings it home. Just missed a little bit low.
Fans, they're reared up, ready to go with all the claps.
They're ready. 2-2 pitch. Bounce back to Deal. Gloves it. Makes a nice play. Throws to Riley Ludlam at first. And there's one away. Down goes Maya Davis on a nice play from the Sooner pitcher, and there's one out.
Another thing that I've been impressed by is just in general by the teams that we've seen so far this weekend. There's a lot of really athletic pitchers who are able to field their position. I love it. I love it whenever they can field because it just adds so much.
Laney Crater digs in, takes the first pitch low for ball one. Crater, it's you got to make sure you have the proper Cajun accent on it. I will fail that miserably today for the Louisiana Lafayette fans that are tuned in. Hitting .240 on the season, and she skies one into shallow left field. Tiare Jennings calls everyone off and makes the catch. I was asking Coach Rocha about the way the field plays and kind of the challenge of it. And as she said, they're still learning. Sam Rose digs in, and there's a good adjustment there. When Tiare Jennings just spotted it, called it, and got it the whole way. Rowe, the junior first baseman, takes the first pitch for a strike. Right-handed hitter. The wind today is confusing. That's the
Putting
best
it
way
lightly.
to put it. Yeah. Confusing. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A little bit out. The flags on top of the grandstand awning, which we can't see, but we were watching in pregame, are blowing straight out. The flags beyond the left field wall are blowing across the field out towards right field. The 1-1, a little bit low. Good luck figuring that one out on
just
a
have
gorgeous
shadows.
day. and
Shadows to go off of.
And you have the new shadow, right, where the awning is casting its shadow. So Deal is pitching from the sunlight into a shadow where the hitters are.
Yeah, that shadow starts right at the beginning of the batter's box.
2-1 is pop foul off the netting. Yeah, it's a weekend of adjustments, learning what it's all about and how to play on this field.
I mean, we saw yesterday Lena Torres' hit that just landed perfectly underneath the fence. Like, there's so much to learn and get to know as Oklahoma. They play this weekend before they even get a real practice on this field. That one outside from Deal.
Just missed. That's still wild to me. Kenny Mossman was up here. And
so good seeing him.
Yeah, it was. And I said, you realize this is the first time they've been on the field when they were taking infield. 3-2. Oh, just missed. There's a walk. Just missed on that outer edge. And Rowe is aboard. And that'll bring to the plate. There's Alexa Langeliers. The right-handed hitting Langlers with a runner at first and 2 outs. Hitting .275 on the season. First pitch right on the – that's exactly where the 3-2 pitch was. I'm not going to complain today, but it's strike one. I mean, literally, it was exactly where the 3-2 pitch was.
But we're not complaining.
We're not complaining today. It's not going to be my jive. That's not going to be my jam today. I'm not complaining about the umpires.
Not your jive, not your jam.
Either one.
Not your circus, not your monkeys.
None whatsoever. I'm not dealing with that today. I'm going to give, as the 0-1 pitch misses high, I'm going to give Kevin Condor some grace. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin Condor behind home plate. Brady Sanderson at first. Naomi Ertl over at third. Little fisted foul ball down the first baseline. Counts 1-2. What have you seen from Deal so far?
I was about to say, I love how she's been mixing up her planes. I feel like the reason in her last 2 outings she's been more successful, she's throwing a little bit more up in the zone in unpredictable counts. And so you get swings on those, and they're like, oh, no, wait, and they get fisted.
1-2. Skied foul. Is there room for Brito as she looks up? No. Sounded like that hit on top of the awning.
Wonder what that roll down situation is. If you're just a fan walking behind the awning and all of a sudden, nope.
It's a good question. I still haven't got to walk the concourse
They
yet.
have to let it roll down because
they have to.
I think of practice, all the foul balls,
The 1-2 pitch up high, 2-2.
The classic after practice, freshmen, they go shag all the foul balls. They're going to send a freshman up to the roof or what? Here's your big rake. Go ahead and bring them down.
Go get them. You better figure out how to go get them. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Deal. Pop foul again. That thing shot off the net and ricocheted back out in front of the plate. We owe you our Trails weather. It is gorgeous today. Maybe if you're in the shade, a sweatshirt to start the game, but that'll be it. It's awesome out right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Inning over. Kirsten Deal gets the strikeout on a perfect pitch right on the upper edge of the strike zone to end any threat in the first. Denali Lecker will get the start for the Ragin' Cajuns as we're scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Gives us a chance to look a little bit at this Louisiana Lafayette team. Olson Tax Resolution and Accounting bring you our opponent preview. Your tax problems don't care who you are, but we do. 8-10 team, Jerry Glasgow, their head coach. And what do you think of Lecker, the righty? What kind of challenges is she going to bring to the Sooners today?
She is a crafty one. She's going to throw a couple of pitches down in the zone, just like that strike that we saw in that outer corner. She's going to work lower in the zone. A lot of drops. It has late break, late movement, and she has tight spin. So she's going to throw mid-60s. So if you're Oklahoma, you're thinking, let it get deep, try to pop something up. Because I think early on in the season, whenever we saw them against drop ball pitchers, they had a lot of ground balls. And it continued all the way up until the latter innings, the last few innings. And then they started making the adjustments.
There's a ground ball to short, dropped, picked it up, no chance to throw. Riley Boone is aboard. We'll await the official ruling on that one as Brooke Elstad, the shortstop, had it, but then just dropped it. It was a hard hit ball, too.
Yeah, it was leading her up the middle, and I think she got excited because it was just so perfect to be able to just step and go, that she looked up just half a second too soon.
Here's Cassidy Pickering, first pitch strike. They did rule it in the air. I think that's about the only thing you can do in that instance. Lecker at 3.87 ERA. She's 0-1 on the season. Way outside. Almost pitch-out-esque. A ball and a strike to Pickering. Cassidy Pickering. A .474 batting average. She's hit 3 home runs, 2 of them yesterday, and has driven in 12. Here's the 1-ball, 1-strike pitch headed home. Grounded left side. There's a beautiful backhanded play by Elstad. She'll go to second for 1, but Pickering beats it out. Elstad had the ball that she dropped to let Boone reach, and then makes a fantastic backhanded play. 1 away for Brito.
Boone, as she's coming into the dugout, you can see everybody surrounding her a little bit. She's just talking through. Stay through the ball. You can't roll over. That is what ULL's going to try to do.
You saw even in Pickering, once she reached first base, she kind of took her hand and was doing the motion to say, I got to make sure I get through this. Pickering had played travel ball with a couple of the girls on the Ragin' Cajun squad. As the 1-0 pitch to Brito is low and in. I'll tell you more about that as the game goes on. 2 balls and no strikes. I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm a big Cassidy Pickering fan.
I mean, I am too. I think I might have to fight you for number 1 spot.
2 balls and no strikes to the right-handed hitting Brito. Takes ball 3. Pretty good pitch there.
Great discipline from Brito. Tell you what, that drop ball right there, and that was as close as you could get without it being a strike. I would have wanted to swing at a couple of those. Her eye has been so good.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike. Pickering has shown no desire or inkling to be on the move over at first, but she is 3 for 3 in stolen base opportunities so far this season. 3-1. Brito tried to check her swing, couldn't. Tried to stop it, couldn't. Strike 2. Sooners as a team in stolen base opportunities are 21 of 22. Yesterday, Miami of Ohio picked up the first stolen base on the Sooners this season. The 3-2 pitch to Brito is lined into the gap in left center field. It's up the alley. Patty Gasso waving Cassidy Pickering home. The throw is into second. It's an RBI double from Alyssa Brito, and the Sooners strike first. It's 1-0 Oklahoma on a line drive into the gap by Alyssa Brito. 16th run batted in on the season for Brito. And Oklahoma, look, I'm looking at my keys that Nicole Mendez gave us. Get ahead early. Boom. 1-0. The double for Brito.
And I think they're challenging that Brito, whenever she was running, missed first base. The umpire signaled over to first.
So it's either that she missed first or that maybe Pickering left early. So we'll have a replay here, a review. Gives us a chance to tell you about the game day weather experience, which is unbelievable.
I mean,
this is amazing right now. It is 65 degrees. There's a fairly strong wind out of the south at 15 miles an hour. We will inch towards a high of 79. Probably right around there at the end of the second game. Now, Coach Gasso is getting clarification from the third base umpire. She's pointing and talking. This is my biggest complaint about reviews in softball, is they don't tell you what they're reviewing. They just point. Well, that's two things it could be, right?
Right. And I think Coach was talking to the umpire. We saw one of the coaches for the Raging Cajuns come out, talk to one of his fielders. He didn't go onto the field and she didn't come off of the field, but they were communicating. And during that time, coaches aren't really allowed to review with players or conversate during this time. And I think Coach was saying, hey, what's going on here? But going back to that weather review, I remember my very first home game at Marina Hines as a freshman. It was sleeting the entire weekend. The jealousy that I have, one, of the weather, and two, that they get to open at Love Stadium. I'm green with envy, I won't lie, but I'm also just so proud. So
17, our first home game. I got to go back now and see what that was. Do you remember who it was against?
I have no idea. I just remember this. I mean, this is a throwback. Coach Lombardi, Melissa Lombardi, who's the head coach at Oregon, was the pitching coach at Oklahoma at the time. She said, go get hot. And I run out to the bullpen and I'm throwing to my bullpen catcher.
Was
and
it Baylor
bleeding.
Boyd?
It was Baylor Boyd.
This is a rather long review. This is a little bit concerning. Oh, my gosh, that's right. It was against Wichita State. No. That was Northwestern State that we played. And that was a 3-zip game. All right, let's see what the call is. Safe. All right. So the long review, which, again, don't know if it's leaving early or missing the bag. Regardless, it's irrelevant. It's 1-0 Sooners. And losing their first challenge. Got one left. Here's Ella Parker, is Louisiana Lafayette. The first pitch to Ella is on the outside corner for a strike. Fans did not like that call. Joe C. came in here yesterday and spent some time with us, the great athletic director at the University of Oklahoma. Parker lifts one deep to left center field. It takes a hop. It'll roll to the wall. Here comes Alyssa Brito. She'll score on an RBI double from the freshman. And Oklahoma has a 2-zip lead early on a Saturday.
Good to know my pep talk worked, and they're getting ahead early. That was a nice job by Parker, just getting underneath that. You saw the communication with Boone early on, and they were like, okay, let's make this adjustment, and let's not wait a couple of innings. Let's make it right away. And 2 balls back-to-back deep in that left center gap. I mean, I think we're getting a feel for that gap, too. It goes, it tunnels, then it rolls out to center.
First pitch to Alina Torres, misses outside, ball 1. So in other words, a bit of a jet stream there.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Torres takes a strike. Boy, Alina Torres starting to feel like things are going to click and are clicking for her. Yesterday, she hit the ball hard in the nightcap in the win over Liberty. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Torres takes it low.
It was right in that jet stream, too.
It was, wasn't it? She went 2 for 2 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Drove in 3 runs between the 2 games yesterday. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Torres with a runner at second. Bounces it to the right side. Down on it, throw to first, they get her. Good job by the second baseman, Langeliers. There's 2 away for the Sooners with Tiare Jennings headed to the plate. All right, so we are done with all of our early inning responsibilities for the weather and opponent preview. First pitch to Tiare is in a little bit up, ball 1. When Parker was driving the ball to the left center field gap, I was bringing up Joe C. came into the booth. And he said it was important for this senior class to get to play here. The 1-0 pitch to Jennings. Line drive, left center field, down to the wall. It's another RBI double, this time off the bat of Tiare Jennings, who slides in under the tag, and it's 3-0 Sooners.
I mean, is there a magnet out there? I don't know.
All 3 hits have essentially been in the exact same place.
I would say within 5 feet of each other. That is how close all 3 of those have been.
Here's Kinsey Hansen. First pitch to K9 with Tiare at second base is a little bit up and in, ball 1. What an inning for the Sooners. Start fast. That's what Nicole Mendez told him to do, and they have. River Wind keys to the game, the 1-0. Hansen hits one hard down the first base line, but a nice play by Rowe. The first baseman smothers it, takes it to the bag, and the inning is over, but the Sooners do some damage. 3 RBI doubles. 3 separate hits to the exact same spot in the field. Back to work for Kirsten Deal. A 3-run first has Oklahoma on top of Louisiana 3-0 as we head to the second inning. MidFirst Bank is a premier partner of OU Athletics and your exclusive home for the OU debit and credit card. Visit midfirst.com/Sooners for more details. MidFirst Bank, member FDIC. And Oklahoma Athletics would like to thank the official Eat Play Stay partners. Visit Norman, Cup Pop Courtyard by Marriott, Midway Deli, Nashbird, and Norman NCED. Visit Soonersports.com for more information. And as always, Sooner Softball is brought to you by OG&E. OG&E, we energize life. Along with Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us, wherever you may be. Maybe you're listening in here at Loves Field. Maybe you're listening in while, is it time for yard work yet? Maybe you're at your kids' basketball game, baseball game, soccer game. Let us know where you're listening from. At OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. We'll hit our shout-outs coming up in the third inning.
Definitely time for spring cleaning.
Oh, don't say that. Sophie Biscos leads things off, misses outside. It is my my daughter's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, how old is she turning?
Gwen Violet Plank is turning 10.
Oh, my goodness.
And, do we have plans for her birthday celebration.
Oh, yeah?
The next 2 days as the 1-0 pitch misses high.
What do those plans entail?
Uh-oh. The home plate umpire. Oh, here we go. We had a malfunctioning, I don't even know what to call him. Digital pitch caller, I guess maybe is a good way to put it. The new apparatus.
Watch for pitching?
It's not quite that fancy.
It's not. All it does is just tell you what pitch it is. That's it.
2-0 is grounded back up the middle. Beautiful diving play by Torres from her knees. Throws. Got her. What a play by Alina Torres. One away. And a great scoop over at first from Riley Ludlam.
I mean, that whole play, I was on the edge, standing up, squeezing. That was a great hit right there. That was hit hard past the glove of Deal. And then it just goes right into the glove of Torres. The way she dove, she caught it perfectly. But I love the way she came up quickly and Ludlam with that scoop.
First,
nice off speed by Deal.
First pitch strike as she pulls the trigger on the off speed. To Victoria Valdez, the catcher. The 0-1 is up high. One ball and one strike. Valdez, sophomore, hitting .300, has 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Here's the 1-1. That's a good spot. Just missed 2 balls and a strike.
Valdez has just a little bit of insight, though, because behind the plate, I think catchers have such an advantage whenever they go up to bat because they know the strike zone so well.
Pop foul off the netting behind home plate, 2-2.
I think it's the same with pitchers who can hit as well. Just knowing where that strike zone is, knowing how a battery thinks.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Lefty-righty matchup. Missed outside. Ball 3. And Ali Lecker, the pitcher, waits on deck. The 3-2 pitch. Pop foul. Right behind the net. Or right behind the catcher to the net. Right behind the net. Means we'd probably be losing our minds by someone that
I'd be losing my mind.
Play.
I'm looking at this gap right here.
Oh, we got a chance.
It's not impossible. It would be tough, but
we got a chance.
If it did, I might run away screaming.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Way up, ball 4. Here's Lecker. Second walk of the game by Kirsten Deal. Sooner Softball is brought to you in part by the Trails Golf Club. Offers the perfect atmosphere for great golf and family fun. The Trails, you will find golf at its best and social events to enjoy all year. Entertain clients, enjoy friends, make family memories. The Trails Golf Club. Visit trailsgolf.com. Here's the pitcher, Denali Lecker. Missed outside, ball 1.
I mean, this weather's perfect for anything outside.
Let's see, we've got 1 o'clock this afternoon, scheduled time for the Liberty game. Yeah, there might be a chance if get a run rule in. I mean, the second game yesterday was an hour and 25 minutes.
Fast.
Maybe there's a chance to get in a quick 9 before the sun goes down.
Let's go to a par 3.
Okay, par 3. Just play the par 3s at the Trails. We'll do what, 2, 6. I'll start getting nostalgic thinking about golf. 1-0, good cut, fouled back by Lecker. Lecker is, she's not been the most successful hitter for Lafayette this season, hitting just 143, has driven in 2 runs, but has a chance to help her own cause here with the Sooners up 3-zip in the top of the second inning. The 0-1 misses low, 1-1.
you look at her at-bats compared to everybody else's, I think this is a new thing because all these other at-bats, you have 56, 40, 44. Lecker only has 7.
Yeah.
So this is something new. Maybe Lafayette's trying to figure out as she fouls that one off down first base line.
I have the count at 1-2. The scoreboard has it at 2-1. Somebody's right. I think it might be 2-2. Oh, they keep hiding. When the umpires put the ball sign up, they hide it in front of their face mask.
Yes.
You can't see it. All right, it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, deal. Fouled off again. Pretty much the same spot every time. It's almost been a thing with umpires this year. Is they'll hold up the count.
Try to make it as hard to see as possible.
And they literally block 1, if not 2 of them. It's like, hold them above your heads, dudes. Let's go.
Let me see it.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch popped up again, about the same spot out of play.
And you can tell where she's making contact on this. She's a little late. It's fouling, keeps going down that first baseline, but it's been a curveball. It's been a rise ball. It's been a backdoor. So it's been in multiple different locations. But that timing piece for Lecker, I mean, she's still not quite there, a little late. I would love to see something tight in on the hands.
2-2. Got her swinging on the rise, 2 away. Second strikeout of the game for Kirsten Deal. Strikeouts, as always, brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Oklahoma's largest credit union. And here is a name that will be familiar to a lot of Sooner fans. Cecilia Vasquez. Her dad, Enrique, is the play-by-play voice for Sooner football on the Spanish side. The first pitch misses up for ball 1. Is here. I know he's got a lot of family members that are here. He can't be here this weekend because he's calling the rodeo in Houston. The man is a tireless worker. Vasquez takes the 1-0 low for ball 2.
Fun fact about her, so her and Pickering are actually teammates.
Yep, travel ball.
And I coached him for a summer whenever I played at Oklahoma, so I got to know her pretty well. Obviously, I've known Pickering since she was 5, so I know her pretty well too. But, I mean, how cool to be able to come back and have this moment.
It's fouled right back off the netting. Good cut. Yeah, Vasquez, I had a chance during the OU Texas game to really get to sit and talk to Enrique and his wife for a while. And to say they're proud parents would be a dramatic understatement. Cecilia's been fantastic, starting third baseman for Louisiana Lafayette. She rips one right to the shortstop, Jennings, who makes the catch and ends the inning. We'll lead things off for the Sooners here in the bottom of the second inning, along with Nicole Mendez. I'm Chris Plank. I was looking at the schedule for Louisiana Lafayette last night and prepping and just reviewing it. They have played one of the toughest schedules, I think, in college softball. Had a rough go of it at the Lone Star Invitational where they lost to Stanford twice, including a run rule. Lost to Texas twice. They opened up play here in the Oklahoma tournament yesterday with a loss to Miami of Ohio by a final score of, get this, 12-10 over at Marita Hines Field. Here's the first pitch to Ludlam. Up high. I bring it up because umps had to stop that game because of fans that were yelling and complaining to have the umps check Miami's bats after they hit 4 more home runs in that game. The 1-0 to Ludlam is low.
Hey, it has been a contagious disease for all teams across the U.S., I feel like. It's just so many home runs.
Yeah.
So many.
Something's going on. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Ludlam on the outside corner. And then if my first year was 16 and the Louisiana Live, I think that's the last time that I can remember them playing here in Norman. And they,
regional, right?
What's that? Super regional. That's right. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Ludlam. It's up high, 3-1. And that note doesn't surprise me. They're very passionate fans. And I'm thinking about last night. There's not a lot of people that were at the game last night at Marina Hines Field. So if you're getting on an umpire, everybody can hear you. Right. Right. But in 16, when they came for the Super Regional, there's a line drive deep to right field. It gets out of here. A home run for Riley Ludlam over the right field wall. And it's 4-0 Sooners on a ball that just skips over the wall in right center field. Stay hot, Riley Ludlam. Nice call on your player to watch.
I'm 2 for 2. See how second game goes. But, I mean, that one, maybe an inch or two between where that ball cleared and the wall.
Unreal.
That was a line drive. That was a line drive that was hit so hard it became a home run. That wasn't a home run swing. That ball was just shot. I want to know the exit velo on that one.
28th home run this season for the Sooners. Proudly brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. Second on the season for Ludlam. Jada Coleman takes the first pitch for a strike. I was, to finish the point on Louisiana Lafayette, when they came in 16, it was the craziest, most fired up fan base I'd ever seen in my life. They had a dude, as the 0-1 pitch to Jada's fouled back, they had a dude that was trying to make so much noise that he jumped down to the concourse and was banging the top of the trash can, just banging the snot out of it. Security's like, sit in your seats. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A little bit in. Toby Baldwin has checked in, the man, the myth, the legend. I saw Toby pregame. He had his administrator's hat on. He was grinding away. 1-2 line drive through into left field. A base hit just under the glove of Vasquez at third, and Jada Coleman gets a single. We have 2 games coming up at Hall of Fame Stadium. Friday, March 23rd, and Tuesday, April 16th. Please go. If you can't get tickets in here to Love's Field, as we're going to have a quick trip to the Circle here, this is going to be a great opportunity to see the Sooners. And I don't know about you. Oh, we're going to have a pitching change brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. We'll tell you about the new Raging Cajun pitcher who started to jog in and then stopped and said, me? And said, okay, I'm coming in. The most people to ever watch a softball game live, the largest crowd ever, was an Oklahoma-Texas game last year, right? Let's bring this in state. Oklahoma-Tulsa. A little bit more on the right-hander Ryan. She's out of Monroe, New York. Played at Chattanooga State College. A junior out of Monroe, New York, by way of Monroe Woodbury High School. So far in 2024, 12 innings. She's allowed 7 runs. 6 of those have been earned. And she'll immediately face the top of the lineup. Here we go. As Riley Boone comes to, we're going to have a new catcher. All right, new catcher for Louisiana Lafayette as Valdez is out behind the plate. I haven't caught a number yet on the new catcher, did you? They just pointed at her, and then she got down. All right, Riley Boone with a runner at first. 4-0 Sooners. Lays down a beautiful bunt right out in front of the circle. The throw not in time. Booty beat it out. Riley Boone beat it out. First and second for the Sooners. Listen to this crowd. Ooh. It'll be Sophie Piscos who will take over behind the plate. So that is the new catcher. So Piscos behind the plate. Vasquez at third. Elistad at short. Rose over at first. And Langley is at second. First pitch misses low and away to Cassidy Pickering. 1 ball and no strikes. First and second, nobody out. 4-zip Sooners. This is low, 2-0. Cassidy Pickering, her last time up, reached on a fielder's choice, but scored from first on the double from Alyssa Brito. Sooners hit 3 doubles in the exact same spot in the first inning. 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1.
It's just the spot to go to, especially with that down ball, the adjustment that Oklahoma made. They're like, yes, yes, throw me that low pitch.
2-1 is fouled back. We mentioned our third inning shout-outs coming up. I've already heard from the mayor of Wood River, Illinois.
What did he say?
Well, my stepdad said that he and my mom are listening, so thanks, Tom. Thanks, Mom. Swing and a miss. Pickering goes down. 1 away. Here's Brito. Saw our buddy Doug Hamilton had checked in from Hockley, Texas. Early. Smart. Mark Montgomery's in McKinney, Texas. Saw Jeff Salmon had checked in. Here we go. First and second. We'll get those next inning. The first pitch to Brito is up high. Ball 1. She lined one in the left center field gap.
Yeah, I'm looking at this outfield for ULL right now, and they are deep, maybe a step 2 at the most away from that warning track. They are giving Brito a lot of space because she's been seeing the ball.
Caught the outside corner on the 1-0 pitch. 1-1. Brito up to 438 on the season, but get this number. With runners in scoring position this season, Alyssa Brito is hitting .727. She's got a runner at second. Sooners up 4-zip. We're in the bottom of the second. Just outside. 2 balls and a strike. Boone's at first. Coleman's at second. Ella Parker waits on deck. Yeah, and a lot of speed.
Dangerous place to be.
Other way with it. Popped up right side. Just off the fencing. Little camera well that's beyond the visitor's dugout down that first base line. The TV cameras have that hole cut in the net so they can take part in it. Better view for the fans, too. 2-2 pitch. Good spot, but misses low. 3-2. That's a really good spot.
That was screwball blowing in.
Full count. What if we'll see the runners go here? Here it comes. Hard hit down the third base line. There. Into the corner. Rounding third and scoring is Jada Coleman. Here comes Riley Boone. They'll hold her up at third. It's another double for Alyssa Brito, and it's 5-0 Sooners. Have a day, Alyssa Brito. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles and 2 RBI. Here's Parker.
Umpires are going to talk on whether that one was fair or foul, but that was a great job by Brito, just getting her hands high. That was a rise ball, and she just ripped it down the line. It ricocheted off, and they are going to
challenge it. I don't know. As it went over the bag, it looked to be in fair territory. We are next to the TV booth, but we haven't had a chance to see the replay yet. That's one thing we don't have in our radio booth. We don't have a TV where we can watch the replay. Another
There's
review.
the TV, I guess.
Well, they haven't shown it yet. I thought it was close. I was kind of surprised by how quickly they called it fair. Mm-hmm. Patty Gasso may have had something to do with that, too. Well, and remember, we don't have every camera angle for this either. All right, here we go. Here's our first look at it. Ugh. I don't know. A, I can't see that far. And B, it looks exactly how it looked whenever we were watching it live, that it was right over the bag. Impossible to tell.
But also with the reviews, it has to be completely convincing to overturn it. So with that, with the angles available, I don't know if there's enough to go, okay, yeah, that was Foul for sure.
That's tough. I mean, that is a really tough call.
Because it's right over.
I heard from our buddy Jim Stovall, noted author who was tuned in to us yesterday. First person in on the shout-outs today was Katie Heffley. Katie got it figured out. He checked in literally an hour before first pitch.
They were locked in.
Mark Worley's got his ears on, as does our man Gunny, tuned in the Porter metropolis. Nate and the kids are headed to Miami, Oklahoma. Excuse me. Spend the week with family. Joe's listening in from Tulsa. Karen Day out in California. Judy Brown always has us synced up. Sooner Judy in Silver City, New Mexico. And Brian is checking in from Alva. And more of those coming up. This is another lengthy review. We had a lengthy review on what we think was either missing the bag or leaving early. Now, at the very least, we know what this one is.
Okay, and I think this is why we were talking about this yesterday on the TV broadcast. We think this is why they implemented that pitch clock. Because whenever you review, it takes forever.
This is taking way too long. Unless it's just, hey, trying to make sure that they've seen it from every angle that's available.
The slowest of slow-mos.
And here's the thing. There's going to be more cameras as this process continues to finalize here at Love's Field. They'll have a set camera out in the outfield. They'll have, I think, the lines. They'll have a couple here. So you don't have all the cameras you're eventually going to have to help on a call like this. Hey, this is the longest review I ever remember for softball.
Yeah, it just, whenever they do the review, it feels like it takes forever.
We still haven't seen a clear replay. Well, it's at the scene. It's 5-zip Sooners, bottom of the second inning. This would be the difference between Alyssa Brito standing in second. Oh, here they come. They're going to say pointed. I don't think it's pointed, so I...
And the parent section over there is going a little crazy, led by Maria Jennings, of course.
Why? What'd you see?
I just saw some crazy dance moves.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what that dance move was called.
How about Maria winning the gift card yesterday? All right, second and third now. Back to action. 5-0 Sooners. 1 out. The pitch to Parker is low for a ball. They're reviewing to see if the ball stayed fair off the bat of Brito. After a rather lengthy review, they determined it had. So Brito drives in Coleman with her second RBI of the game, and it's 5-zip. 5 runs on 7 hits for the Sooners. Parker has one of them, and she drills this one into the ground on a foul ball. How about what Ella Parker's done here in the last few weeks? She has her season average up to .421. And we were talking about Alyssa Brito hitting over 700 with runners in scoring position. Parker is hitting .538. Here's the 1-1. That's up, 2 balls and a strike. Parker was so good at the Mary Nutter last weekend.
I mean, it was just so hard to get her out. Beach ball.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
And man, you could hear the crowd on that one. That one was dirty. That was a dirty pitch by Ryan. Fooled Parker. She doesn't get fooled a lot, too. We were just talking. It looks like a beach ball. Until it doesn't.
She takes the 2-2 pitch high. Full count. At the Mary Nutter, she finished with 6 hits, 2 multi-hit games, a multi-home run game. 7 runs, and she'll walk down to first base after ball 4, low in the dirt. Bases are loaded for Hodge, who's going to pinch in here. JT and I have kind of gone back and forth because a few times when we've talked, I've said the battle at second base. And he's like, it's not a battle, it's matchups. Okay. So, is this a matchup thing here to get Avery Hodge hitting? They like this righty-lefty matchup with a lefty Hodge coming to the plate, even though Torres has been hitting the ball hard.
I know they say matchups, but I think it's a battle. I think it is. Both of them have looked really good. It's just who's going to be consistent hitting.
Infield comes in with the bases loaded. First pitch to Hodge is high, ball one. And you can't help but wonder, Oklahoma ran a squeeze play yesterday that was imploded, and Riley Boone still stole home. Here's the 1-0.
It's one thing Oklahoma did
2-0.
really, really good. Both games yesterday, it was base running. It was sharp. It looked good.
Two balls and no strikes. Way outside, ball three. Jason Robichaux is one of the assistants for Louisiana Lafayette. And I've been watching him and Jerry Glasgow talk at the end of the dugout. And at one point, Jason walked out and threw his arms out at his right fielder. There's ball four. Bases loaded, walk. It's 6-0 Sooners in the bottom of the second inning. A good eye by Avery Hodge. And we're going to have a trip to the circle. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what had upset Coach Robichaux so much, but he walks out along with Hunter Veach to have a conversation in the circle. It is high noon as the tornado sirens sound here in Norman. They're not as loud here at Loves Field as they were at Marina Hines.
I can't. I just
see.
took off my headphone.
You can't hear it?
I can't even hear it. I don't know if it's because it's not on yet or.
No, it was. You could hear it. It's just.
This music is just so loud you can't even hear anything.
System here. All right, bases loaded for Tiare Jennings.
How's that for a sound system? Drowns out the tornado sirens. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
First pitch, Jennings skies one towards the right field line, racing over and making a basket catch. But the run scores on the sac fly RBI from Tiare Jennings. Greeter covered a lot of ground out in right, and at the last second reached out with a basket catch. It scores the 7th run of the game on the sac fly from Tiare Jennings. Here's K9, Kinsey Hansen. First pitch to Kinsey. A little bit low, ball one. Hansen grounded out to first on a hard hit ball back in the first inning. Fast start. Check. And there's a deep shot to center field that's caught by Davis on an absolute line. Hansen crushed it, but she hit it too good. Davis was right there waiting. The Sooners do some damage again. They put 4 runs on the board. I think Sooners, as we head to the third, back to work for Kirsten Deal. She'll face the 9-1-2 hitters in the Louisiana Lafayette lineup. Third innings, let us know where you're listening from. Our third inning shout-outs brought to you by Century Roofing. Century Roofing is on guard for Oklahoma. Nikki and Nick are checking in from Sugarland, Texas. Fly Sooner is in Gravette, Arkansas. C. Mills in the house with us today. Mike from Massery, Ohio. There's
Massery?
Debbie and J.O. Parker, who's watching from Montezuma, Iowa. Larry in that St. Pete Soonered in. Randy Ritchie has the Sooners locked in. Brad Bunning, Miss Jane Jetson in the stands. I've seen Miss Jane Jetson walking around. And Maddie Hayden, first pitch is a beautiful bunt. Hansen pops out, throws a strike, but it's not in time. Maddie Hayden beat it out. It's one thing that is kind of funny is on our first hit of the game for Louisiana Lafayette. In our perspective where our broadcast booth is, like you'll see people walking and they're looking like right in front of us. They'll turn down and look.
You think they're looking at you.
Right, and I wave every time. I'm like, they're not looking at me right now. They're looking for their seats.
They're confused. Like, why is this guy waving at me?
Weird man waving at me right now. Here's Maya Davis, grounded out in the first. She lays down a bunt. Brito charges, throws. Ooh, not in time. That's close. That's bang, bang.
And, hey, Lafayette, they said, all right, let's get some runners on board. Let's go small ball. The execution of those two bunts back-to-back were beautiful. That was a great crash by Brito. Quick release, just not able to get there in time. That's just in no man's land. Do you think they'll go 3 for 3?
Laney Crater, first pitch to the right fielder. Left-handed hitting right fielder, low. Good job by Hansen to dig it out. So Jerry Glasgow, the Lafayette head coach, says, all right, we'll go small ball to try to chip away at this thing with the Sooners up 7-0. First and second, the 1-0. Shallow left field, racing in as Boone plays it off the short hop, throws to second. Oh, the ball got away from Lilio. Ludlam was backing it up. And the Ragin' Cajuns have loaded the bases with nobody out.
And I just noticed this, but this defense, there's been a lot of changes. We talked about this yesterday. Coaches' ability to get different players in, get them not just at bats, but playing time.
Yep. She wants a lot of players to step on the dirt this weekend. You heard Nicole mention it. Quincy Lilio is now in its second. Avery Hodge is playing short. And Hannah Kaur has checked in right field. Boone always been in left. She move over. Yeah, Riley Boone stayed in left field. So Ludlam at first, Lilio at second, Hodge at short, Brito at third. The battery of Deal and Hansen with Boone in left, Coleman in center, and Kaur in right. Bases loaded for Sam Rowe. First pitch misses outside. Ball one. Hayden started this with the bunt single. Maya Davis with the bunt single. The looper from Crater.
The flare will always work.
Rowe walked her last time up. Here's the 1-0. Popped up, shallow right field. Kaur comes racing in, makes a diving catch. What a play by Hannah Kaur. And at third, Hayden thought it hit the turf, so she broke without tagging. The bases stay loaded on a web gem from Hannah Kaur. One away.
Coach Gasso talks about how great her catches are, how great her reads are. I mean, if you take a misstep, if you hesitate half a second, and she just got underneath that ball. That was beautiful.
Patty Gasso has made her way to the circle. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. We cannot see the bullpen from our broadcast location. That's my only complaint.
It's like Monticelli's out there in the bullpen, kind of waiting on Coach to turn around, give her the say-so, maybe get one more batter.
Nope. Going to get one more batter here for Kirsten Deal. Coach Gasso went out, had the call sheet with her, debriefed with Deal and the entire Sooner infield, and now Kirsten will get another batter for now. That was deceiving down in the bullpen because it looked like the bullpen gate was open, but it is not. But Peyton Monticelli is down there along with S.J. Gear. Here we go. Langeliers digs in from the right side of the plate. First pitch misses outside, ball one. A strikeout victim, Alex Langeliers, the second baseman. In the first inning, 7-0 Sooners. We're in the third. Top of the third, but Louisiana has loaded the bases with one out. 1-0 misses out, 2-0.
I mean, well, they're threatening right there, but I mean, that catch by Hannah Kaur, that is just a momentum sucker.
Unreal extension by Kaur. The 2-0. Grounded up the middle. Hodge, gloves to the back for one to first. Double play. Avery Hodge, new shortstop, Same great playmaking ability. 6 unassisted 3. And then she almost fell down walking off the field.
So pumped. I mean, she swung that arm around a little bit too hard, knocked herself over.
The Sooners avoid a mess. Here's Riley Ludlam to lead things off for the Sooners in the bottom of the third inning. Oklahoma up 7-0. Ludlam 1 for 1 with a home run. First pitch hits it hard towards short. Nice play by Elistad. Stays down on it, throws across, and there's one away. Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. Sooner Softball brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. The defense stepped up in that half inning for the Sooners, didn't it?
To put that lightly, I mean, and both of them, we were talking about this during the break, but both of them, they came in that inning too. Hannah Core out and right. You have Avery Hodge out short.
There's a bunt by Jada Coleman that had too much spin, and it rolls foul. Pisco's the catcher, jumped up and grabbed it and then threw to first. Good on our friend Jessica Bain. This is the 8th time that Jada Coleman has hit in the 9-hole. The Sooners used her in the 9-hole against Missouri in 2021, and then she
ways to go.
She hit there 6 times in 2022. Sooners are 7-0 with Jada in the 9-hole. There's a grounder up the middle. Nice job by Elistad, who races over to cut it off before the bag and throws out Coleman 2 away. Here's Riley Boone. Sooners trying to avoid a 1-2-3 inning for the first time. Friend Larissa Holquin has us tuned in today, watching from her couch. Got big games going on, men's and women's basketball. Sooner baseball is out in Vegas today. Congratulations. The first person I saw when I came in here yesterday was KJ Kindler.
Ugh.
Her team dominated last night.
Oh, my gosh.
First pitch to Boone is a strike. Riley's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. First Sooner home run in Love's Field yesterday. The answer to the trivia question, Alyssa Brito. The 0-1 is high.
So I was talking with Ryan Chapman before the game, and he had asked.
Oh, you know what? That's incorrect. It's Cassidy Pickering. I apologize. Because Pickering hit the second inning. Oh, no, that was game 2. I'm in my feels as the 1-1 pitch misses low and away.
There were a lot of home runs hit yesterday. I think that's understandable.
Yeah, it was the 5th inning, leading off the 5th inning for Alyssa Brito, who hit the home run. I apologize. Jada Coleman had the first Sooner hit. She had a double. And the first ever hit was a Carly Spade home run. There's a line drive the other way that falls in for a hit. Stay hot, Riley Boone, 2 for 3 on the day.
And the crowd is pleased.
They're loving it.
She makes it so fun.
She is having herself a season now.
Talk about somebody else. Hannah Core, she's stepping up to the plate. I got to see her play a lot in foul ball, and she looks great.
First pitch swinging, slow roller to short. The only play will be to first. They get her. Inning over. Big inning for Elistad as she makes all 3 plays. And as we head to the 4th, Oklahoma in control, leads Lafayette 7-0. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
What a good boy.
Jim in Arlington is in the house. Melanie is listening while playing golf in Enid.
See, you were getting nostalgic about it. You had just enough time.
Kelly Collier has us tuned in. He and Stephen Link, my buddy Stephen, great flowing locks on Stephen, on a road trip to Seminole. First pitch swinging, grounded to third. Brito up with it, 1 away. Wow, that was quick. First pitch swinging for Sophie Piscos, and here's Victoria Valdez.
Might be the theme for this inning. Oklahoma, I mean, they swung early on. First pitch, same thing here. Trying to get this game going, I guess.
Piscos on the day is made 1 plate appearance. She walks. She takes strike 1. Worth mentioning that we've seen Kirsten Deal stay in this game now, where it looked for a moment last half inning like she might be headed towards the dugout, but She misses high here, 2-1. But Patty Gasso showed some faith and got a big-time defensive play from Hannah Core, and then the double play started by Avery Hodge. He's back out at short. Sid Sanders is in now at first. Here's the 1-1. Hitter. Hit a couple more of these real quick since the third inning flew by so quickly. The mayor of Medill. The mayor of Medill, Brandon Jacks, is checked in.
How many mayors do you know, Chris Blank?
I give too many people the title of mayor, I think is what happens. Dr. Susan Walden is listening while tuned in Norman. I guess listening while tuned in wouldn't make a lot of sense, would it? And Emily Snook, thanks y'all for checking us out here on Sooner Softball on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This was Lecker's spot as the first pitch is in for a strike. To Elistad. Now you might say, wait, Brooke Elistad has been in there as their shortstop. Correct. She was flexed out. The 0-1 pitch misses out. 1 ball, 1 strike. So, with Lecker out of the game, Elistad now stays in and adds hitting to her responsibilities. 220 average on the season. Struck out 8 times. She fouls back to 1-1, a ball and 2 strikes. Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Junior Kids Club. Presented by OG&E and brought to you in part by Orthodontics, exclusively Mathis Home and Devon Energy. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Elistad. Almost hit her, too. She spun out of the way for ball 2.
She has been working to go in against ULL this game, especially this inning. I think we're at that halfway point, too, though. It's the 4th and 5th inning. All right, we've seen you once. We're going to see you twice. I'm just trying to give him a different look.
2-2, grounded to second, could be 2. Lilio shovels to Hodge for 1 to first. Safe. Pretty smooth turn from Q to Avery. 2 away.
It's a duo right there. Might be seeing them next year.
That's wild to think about right now.
You know what else was pretty cool? I don't know if you talked about this yesterday on the broadcast, but as the team walked out, Coach stayed behind for a minute, and there was a group of girls that got to walk out on the field, first time ever.
First pitch high, ball 1 to Vasquez.
Those are the recruits that have signed and verbalized, and they said, all right, we're coming here next year and the year after that. So what was that, 25 and 26?
Yep. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Vasquez takes the 1-0 high for ball 2.
What a cool moment.
To say that the Sooners have taken the success that's happened on the field and parlayed it into some successful recruiting classes would be an understatement. Here's the 2-0. It's in for a strike, 2-1.
I remember reading about the recruiting class that Coach Gasso made, and they're the number 1 in the country this upcoming class.
How about that? As people like to say, is that good?
It's all right. It's doable.
2-1 is popped up behind home plate. Ludlam, who is in now behind the plate, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Ho home. Quick top of the 4th inning. Works around the hit by pitch, does deal, and she is dealing as we head to the bottom of the 4th innings. New pitcher for Louisiana Lafayette, their 3rd of the game. They have brought in the righty Lexi Delberry out of Bainbridge, Georgia, if the name sounds familiar. She was at Florida before transferring here to Louisiana Lafayette. And she'll face Burrito, Parker, and Torres. Now, Maya Bland has already moved into the on-deck circle, and we've seen Q out at second base for the last few innings, so we'll see as the first pitch is low and in to Brito for ball 1.
And Oklahoma, they started off hot. scored a lot, but just the way they were swinging the bats, it looked so good.
There's a laser into the left center field gap. It's down to the wall. Off to second goes Brito, who slides in with yet another double. Alyssa Brito is 3 for 3 today with 3 doubles. And all 3 hits have been to about the same spot.
I was about to say, it started off hot, and it was in that left center gap. And as I was saying that, Brito just hits a shot back out there again. No surprise, of course. I think it's actually illegal for Oklahoma to get a hit right now. That's not in the left center gap.
Unreal. Every single ball has been hit to about the same spot. Here's Maya Bland. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Bland. She swings and fouls it back. Bland is making her 4th plate appearance as a Sooner, but she has scored 8 runs this season as one of the top pinch runners off the bench for the Sooners. The 0-1 misses out.
I feel like Oklahoma in the past couple of years, they've really increased their speed too. I mean, they still have the power, obviously. You can look at their numbers, but their speed, there's so many fast athletes.
1-1 in the dirt. Brito off to third. She'll slide in ahead of the tag.
That's a great read. That one just bobbled a little bit behind the plate, and it was right at the exact moment as she was going to stop, and she said, all right, I'll just keep going. It's an extra 60 feet.
Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She had a good read on it, too.
Yeah.
She was already moving a bit.
It's a big lead.
Time asked for and granted. Reset the pitch clock. Here it comes. Up high, 2-2. 3-2, pardon me. Scoreboard's been so fast. I don't know if that's a credit to Caitlin Fournier or if Mr. Maples, Taylor Maples. 3-2 is a soft roller towards short. It'll score a run. We're in run rule territory. Ellistan gloves, throws, and gets Bland. But it's 8-0 Sooners on an RBI ground out by Maya Bland.
I mean, that's a good inning to get that 8-run rule. Get 8. Your players that just got in, they still get those at-bats. And I think that is so important.
They get the at-bats, and they got to go out and go in the field. That's even, I think, better. Now, I know some of you would say, well, hold on here. Let's just get this thing over with at 8. But it's good. It'll make Q better. It'll make Hodge better, who takes the 1-0 low, 2-0. Louisiana Lafayette, man. They have had some squads over the years. And they played a very tough early schedule as the 2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss. And maybe it's just a team that wasn't quite ready for that type of challenge. They're good, though. They can hit the ball. I know this isn't a good indication of it. Hodge rips one foul. This Louisiana Lafayette team played at Mississippi State. They've split a couple games with Cal. They lost to Baylor, beat Baylor. They played Baylor 3 times. Lost 2 of the 3 in games that were tight all the way around. Hodge pops this one off the net.
Yeah, they're gonna be a good team later on down the road. I mean, they're still
hopefully
they're
beyond when they're here.
Their mid-season games, they just keep pounding with tough teams, tough adversity.
2-2 is hard hit right at Langlear as the second baseman. It's 2 away. Makes a throw and gets her. And in T.R.A. Jennings' spot, here's Q. Jennings, a 1-for-1 game. She had a double and an RBI in the first and then drove in a run with a sac fly in the second. Very efficient performance here today from the Sooners. First pitch to Q is a little bit low, ball 1. 8-0 Sooners. 8 runs on 9 hits. Here's the 1-0. That's in for a strike. So, just so we all are on the same page, We are going to run through the 20-second rule so everybody understands what it means. Swing and a miss on the 1-1. Might have to wait till next inning.
We'll talk about it.
But we're going to get ourselves learned up. Here's the 1-2. Lilio reaches, slams it down the left field line, fair, into the corner. Look at Q go. She rounds second and will stay there with a 2-out double for her first hit of the season. There you go, Q.
Q, so deserving of that hit. That one, kind of similar to Burrito's hit that she had down that line right over the base. And the way that this field is set up, that foul ball territory in deep left field and deep right field, it gets cut off a little bit.
That one did not. First pitch to Sid Sanders. Her first plate appearance of the game is a little bit up. Ball 1, 8-0 Sooners. The 1-0 is up high. 2-0. Ludlam waits on deck. So, when the umpire throws the ball back to the pitcher, as soon as it's in the glove, boom, 20-second clock starts. Sanders pops this one foul down the left field line. The timing of the clock is controlled by the third base umpire, who determines when he'll reset and start it. Sometimes it's right when they catch. Other times they give him a second. The batter has to be in the box at the 10-second mark. 2-1 to Sanders is up high, 3-1. On your first violation, it's a ball if it's the pitcher that takes too long. It's a strike if it's the hitter. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch to Sanders. Ooh. Dropped in for strike 2.
That was a good hold, though.
She wanted to.
Wasn't on time.
Very badly did she want to. She'll take ball 4. Hitter. Hey, it was ball 4, or let's see what rules here. What did they decide to give her? What would you go? Hit by pitch, even though it's ball 4?
Hit by pitch. I saw the umpire's hands flash up.
All right.
Dead ball.
So again, it's really simple. Just to recap it, as Ludlam digs in with runners at first and second, and she swings and pops this one foul. If you watch that 20-second clock, will sometimes, like for instance, he hasn't even that. Now he just restarts it. The hitter has until 10 seconds. They can ask for time for the umpire. They only get to do that once. The 0-1 is low, ball 1. Once an inning. And they can ask for time when they dig in, just for the pitcher not to throw if it's before the 10-second. It's on the umpire's discretion if they give it. Popped up foul again by Ludlam. Riley's 1 for 2 on the day, had a home run way back in the second inning.
Screaming.
Flags waving towards right field beyond the left field wall. Ludlam grounds this one back up the middle, but a nice play by Delberry, the pitcher. Throws to first. They got her. The throw pulled the first baseman Rice off row off the bag. And here we go to the 5th inning. Peyton Monticelli will take over in the circle. Sooners 3 outs away from their 70th straight win. Sooner softball is brought to you by Brahms Ice Cream and Dairy Store. Farm fresh for over 50 years. And the people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas are on the job 24/7, producing the energy to fuel modern life. They're also voluntarily restoring thousands of acres of land, over 20,000 orphan wells to date, plus contributing millions to our state's schools each year. Hear all their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. With Nicole Mendez, I'm Chris Plank. Maddie Hayden will lead things off, the 9-hole hitter. She has a hit. Laid down a beautiful bunt single. Here's the first pitch from Monticelli. Whoa, swing and a miss. She took a little something off that. Power pitcher.
Saying the speed, and then she threw that in, and I was like, wait a second. At off speed. 7
1/3 innings so far for Peyton this season. She's only allowed 2 hits, struck out 11, walked 4. The 0-1 is in for a strike, and quickly the Wisconsin transfer has run the count to 0-2. I think she's got a chance to be a fan favorite. She's got a little extra juice. She throws hard. Here's the 0-2. and she is very fiery.
Yes, the passion. That big strikeout back at Mary Nutter.
Huge.
Arm swing, foot stomp.
Sooners desperately needed that inning, too, against
man.
Mississippi State. That was huge. Here's the 0-1 pitch, or the 0-2 pitch, excuse me. Way up and away, 1 and 2. Oh, gosh, I can't believe this. There was another game where the Sooners were a little bit stagnated. I feel like it was in Louisiana, and she came in and set down the opponents in order, and the Sooners never looked back. Here's the 1-2. Grounded towards short. Hodge charges, gloves, throws. Got her. Nice stretch by Sanders. There's one away.
A lot of speed there from Hayden. Keep that one close, but that was a good stretch from Sid.
Well, Patty's bringing everyone, or Coach Gasso is bringing everyone into the circle. Even Jada Coleman from out in center field. What do you think she saw?
I think we're going to get a shift because you can see Hannah Core and Riley Boone just kind of talking. JT smiling, so some trickery is afoot.
Now, Monticelli, lot like the juice, the velocity that we saw from Paige Lowry, that's maybe we will see some sort of shift. JT Gasso is walking out of the dugout.
He has this tape for Ludlum. Because we see the pitchers that go east and west, west and east. You change out that tape.
It's the red. All right, okay, here we go. Yay, good call. Good call. 6 infielders here for the Sooners. Brito is at third.
And I remember
Hodge is at kind of third.
Everyone's kind of at third, and then there's kind of an outfielder.
And then there's...
That's Hannah Core out there down the line.
It is an 8-zip game. Jada Coleman would currently be the second baseman. Maya Davis, the leadoff hitter. Now, okay, Boone is backing away from her almost rover-like position. Well, Patty Gasso is... It's like a practice. I feel like we're at practice right now.
I was thinking the same thing. There's a lot of questions being asked. There's a lot of this, yes,
cool.
Over, left, right.
Okay, so...
All right, they're
set. This is different. Now they're set. So here's the shift. Riley Boone is in right field. Hannah Core is in left field. Your infield has Sanders and Jada Coleman on the right side of the infield. Lilio, Hodge, and Brito on the left side of the infield. How about that? That's in for a strike. This is much different than when Riley Boone is still every so often looking over the bench. Now they move her a little bit more towards center.
It reminds me of whenever Paige Lowry was at Oklahoma and the defense did the shift.
Here's the 0-1. As someone who was involved in that as it's fouled back, is it challenging?
Yes,
you would have to go all the way
from right. You don't know where you're going. But
you would go to left field, right?
I would. And I think two things. You have platforms like Synergy, 643 charts. Whenever you look at those, you get a good idea.
0-2 is grounded right into the shift. Hodge up, throws, didn't get it. Why? Because Maya Davis is that fast.
So fast.
The Sooner shift worked to perfection. But Maya Davis is just too fast. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. Nope, this is Creeder. Oh, they got to re-enter her. Okay, because they had pinch run for her the last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
But yeah, back to that conversation.
Go ahead, yeah.
It worked great. It probably works even better now because of all the information available. And, I mean, out of the however many times we did it, I think we only got burned twice.
No, once or twice. And I think one of them was like against Tulsa in Arkansas in a regional. Here's the first pitch to Creeder. That's popped down the left field line. Core giving chase, slides. Oh, no. She crashed up against the wall awkwardly. Couldn't make the catch. Hope she's okay.
See, I've been
she is. Okay, good.
wondering about that foul line because there's a ton of room until you get, like, deeper into that foul territory in left field and right field. It kind of juts out, and it's a weird corner. And I've been wondering, okay, what if a ball hits off of that? What if you are an
Right.
outfielder and you think you have a ton of room, but then all of a sudden you have 3 steps and it's right there?
Right. Coach Gasso is going to shift Boone and Core. So Hannah's going to go from left to right, and Boone's going to go from right to left.
And this really is like a practice at this point.
It's 8-0 Sooners. They're 2 outs away from a run rule win. Crater is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. A little bit low, ball 1. Eight runs on 10 hits for the Sooners. Monticelli is, she's only the second pitcher of the game. Kirsten Deal was fantastic here.
Dealing.
1-1. That's hit to center field. Jada Coleman's got a beat on it, races in, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Well, if Kirsten Deal does indeed, the Sooners hold on here and get the win. A workmanlike 4 innings, allowing just 3 hits. I'm sure she'll be upset about the 2 walks, but 2 strikeouts as well. 2 away for Sam Rowe. The first baseman swings through, strike 1. An 0 for 1 day for Rowe. She walked in the first, flied out to right in the third.
It's good to see Monticelli on the mound, though. It's good to see all the pitchers just getting their time this first weekend.
0-1 is in for a strike 2. So this would mean now, we've seen all the pitchers this weekend. So all 6 of the Sooner pitchers have thrown. And Monticelli wants to send the first half of the day off to a dub. Here's the 0-2 pitch, just out. It's pretty cool, man. This is pretty cool. No ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Peyton. Looped into left field, falls in front of Boone. 4th hit of the day for Louisiana. They're not dead yet. Here's Alex Langeliers.
Everybody was up on their feet, they thought.
Well, I thought for a moment that Riley Boone might sell out for that. And if she did, this place was going to explode.
I thought it too, I won't lie.
But she made the right play. Here's the first pitch with runners at first and second. It's a strike. Boy, this place went from everyone on their feet and everyone losing their mind to quiet as a mouse in a heartbeat until that
Seated
strike.
again, yeah.
No balls and 1 strike. 8-0 Sooners. Fouled straight back.
Monticelli 0-2 again. Crowd getting back up, getting back on their feet. And this is fun.
You'll be able to tell from the crowd. The 0-2 popped up on the infield. Couple steps out on the grass. Avery Hodge makes the catch. Win column Sooners. That is 70 straight wins for Oklahoma as they shut out and run rule Louisiana 8-0. Oklahoma has now outscored their opponents 563-69 during this 70-game winning streak. This is the 40th shutout of the streak, which is 60% of the games. And it's the 32nd run rule win as Oklahoma wins it by a final score of 8-0. But we're not done yet. We've got Liberty coming.